This is a fully researched, cited, and publish-ready article about why GPUs power AI, graphics included. Every claim is backed by a source you can click. And a team of AI agents wrote and illustrated the whole thing, start to finish, from a single sentence I typed. Stick around, because at the end, I'll run it a second time, and that's where this gets genuinely useful. If you've ever tried to get an AI to write a real article, you've hit the same wall. A single chat can research, or draft, or edit, but it can't do the whole pipeline. Good research to publish work is a sequence. Someone outlines, someone plans the sections, a few people research in parallel, an editor pulls it together, and a publisher preps it. One model in one window can't hold all of that. In my N8N Research Agents video, I wired up this same kind of 5-agent pipeline with nodes. Today, I'm doing the same job in Moxt, and the approach is different. Instead of wiring nodes, you describe the pipeline in plain English, and the system builds it. And instead of starting from zero every run, the team remembers what it's done, and a library of everything you've published just accumulates. But before I build anything, the baseline. Same topic, one model, one prompt, one window. This is how most people write with AI today. And I'm not going to pretend it's bad. It's a decent summary. I'm parking it right there on the side, because at the end, I'll put it next to what a team of agents produces, and we'll look at exactly where it comes up short. So today, I'll build a research to publish team in Moxt, run a real topic through it live, show you the article it produces, then put it side by side with that single agent version so you can see exactly where the team wins, and finally run it again so you can see the part that actually makes this worth using. Step 1 is the team. In Moxt, each AI teammate is a role you define once and reuse forever. Its job, the model it runs on, the skills and tools it can use, and the format it returns work in. Let me build the team this pipeline needs. First, the research leader. It's one job. Take a topic, run web search, and come back with a table of contents plus a list of candidate sources before anyone writes a word. Every Moxt teammate can search the web out of the box. It triggers on its own when the agent has search intent, so there's no skill to switch on. I just pick a mid-tier model, which is plenty here because it's all gathering and structuring. Then the project planner. It takes the outline I approve and breaks it into one brief per section, each with its own research focus. Now the research assistant. This is the one that runs in parallel, one per section, so I put it on a cost-effective model. And this is where Moxt pricing actually matters. There's no flat subscription. You pay per unit of AI work at the model's official rate, zero markup. So running 5 of these in parallel on a cheap model costs cents, not a monthly fee. We'll come back to that. The editor gets the strongest model, Claude Opus, because merging 5 drafts into one clean voice, normalizing every citation, and running an SEO pass is the part where quality shows. And the publisher. Its job is to turn the edited draft into a clean, publish-ready HTML article. Proper heading structure, meta tags, ready to drop into your blog or Substack. One more, the Illustrator. I give it the image generation skill, and its job is to produce a hero image plus a couple of section visuals that actually match the article. This is what turns a wall of text into something people want to read. That's the core team. 5 research roles plus an illustrator, all defined once. Step 1, done. Now here's the part that's genuinely different. Instead of opening a node editor and wiring these 5 together, I just describe the pipeline to Momo, Most's assistant. I tell it the stages, who handles each one, where I want to review, and where the finished article should go. And one thing that matters, I'm telling it to build this in my team space, not my personal space. Any workflow that AI teammates have to run has to live in the team space. Build it in your personal space and the teammates can't see it, so every stage fails the moment it tries to pick up a card. Same for the research library. I point that at the team space too, so the published articles land somewhere the whole team can reach. That's it. Momo builds the whole workflow, the stages, the assignments, and the 2 review gates where it pauses for me. The task board on the left is both the engine and your project tracker. Each column is a stage. Each card is a piece of work. And I never touched a node or wrote a single line of JSON. And since it came together that easily, heads up, I'm sharing this exact workflow at the end of the video. The whole team ready to drop into your own workspace. I'll point you to it when we get there. Time to run it for real. New card, topic, why GPUs power AI and what's changed recently. The research leader picks it up, runs web search, and posts its outline straight to the TeamPep space. Sections plus a list of candidate sources it pulled. Notice where the sources live, in the outline.md file, not buried in some node output. That's the thing that makes research agents trustworthy. The citation trail is right there, attached to the work. Now it pauses. This is the review gate. I can approve it or I can redirect. I want a section on the newest GPU generation, and I want it to cut anything stale. So I just comment on the card. The research leader reads that, revises the outline, and we're moving again. I didn't reopen anything. I just talked to it. Real quick, would you trust an AI-researched article enough to publish it as is, or would you always want a human pass at the end? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious where people land on that. Step 4. The planner takes my approved outline and spins up 1 subcard per section, each with its own research brief. Then those fan out into research. And this is the part a single chat just cannot do. Multiple research assistants working in parallel, each one owning a section, each one pulling its own sources. Watch the board. 7 sections, 6 agents running at the same time. And every draft comes back with citations baked in. This is the credibility play. You're not getting a confident sounding summary, you're getting claims, each tied to a source. That's the difference between the AI said it and here's where it came from. That's research done. Every section sourced. We're past the slow part. Now the editor, running on the strong model, because this is where it earns its keep. It pulls all 7 section drafts together into one document, normalizes the citations into a single, consistent format, smooths the voice so it doesn't read like 7 different writers, and runs a quick SEO and tone pass. This is the use the expensive model selectively principle. You don't run the top model 7 times in parallel for research. You run cheap models there and spend your budget here on the one pass that decides whether the article is actually good. Now the fun part, illustrate. The Illustrator reads the finished article and generates visuals that actually fit it. A hero image and a diagram or 2 for the technical sections. No stock photos, no placeholder boxes. Images made for this specific piece. Then the second review gate. And honestly, this is the one that matters. The full article is assembled, illustrated, every citation attached, and the workflow pauses so I can actually read it before anything ships. I skim it, spot check a couple of sources, approve, and only then does it move to publish. Nothing goes out the door without a human saying yes. Final step, publish. The publisher takes the edited, illustrated draft and renders it as a clean HTML article. Proper headings, meta description, images embedded, ready to drop straight into your blog or Substack. And this is the same article you saw at the start. And here's the part I love. It writes a row to my research library, a table of every article this team has ever produced. Topic, how many sections, how many citations, when it ran. Before I start a new article, I can filter by topic and see what I've already covered. So I never redo work, and I never accidentally rewrite something I published last month. Now the payoff. Same topic, 2 outputs. Left is the single agent article from the intro. And again, it's genuinely not bad. Well written, reasonable structure. Right is what the team produced. Same capable model doing the writing on both sides. I didn't sneak a smarter one in on the right. The gap isn't the model. It's the pipeline. 3 places it shows. First, verifiability. Both articles throw out specific numbers. On the left, the number's just stated. You take it on faith. On the right, every load-bearing claim carries a superscript right there in the body. Scroll down the team article, and there is the payoff. 31 numbered references, each tied to the claim it backs. And the real proof? Click one, and it doesn't loop you back into the article. It opens the actual source. That's a summary you trust on a hunch versus an article you'd actually put your name on. Second, currency. The single agent's What's Changed Recently tops out at Blackwell 2024-2025. Asked to just write an article, it writes from memory, and memory has a cutoff, so recent means recent to its training data. The team version is current to this month. A whole section on Vera Rubin, a chip that hit production in June. Why? Every researcher on the team is required to back its section with real, citable sources, and you can't cite a source you haven't actually found. That one rule turns write what you know into go find what's true now. And with a researcher on each section, each searching its own corner of the topic, the fresh material gets found instead of skipped. Same model on both sides. The team just actually went and looked. Third, coverage. Same one sentence both times. Why GPUs power AI. The single agent treats it as one topic to explain, so the technical core gets the effort and everything else gets compressed. Energy down to one sentence, the business side to a passing mention. The planner carved the topic into facets and put a researcher on each, so those afterthoughts became full sourced sections. Energy gets the 350% surge in chip manufacturing electricity and the 68 gigawatt projection. The economics gets what an H100 costs to build versus what it sells for, the margins, the share. Same prompt. The single agent covers the core. The team promotes what matters into real sections, and you didn't have to know to ask for any of it. Claims you can verify, detail that's current to this month, and real coverage of the facets a single pass compresses to an afterthought. Same one sentence in, a fundamentally more complete article out. That's what the pipeline buys you. Second run, and if you're thinking, so what? It just makes another report, stay with me. First, look where run 1 landed. That research library isn't just a table row, it's a browsable app, and the full cited GPU article is sitting right there. I built this off camera with Momo, the same way I built the workflow, one sentence. A browsable library that reads every article in my research library folder. No database to set up, no code. It just made it. Here's what changes run 2. That's a line I dropped into the research leader's standing instructions. It's agents.md. Before any web search, check the research library, and if there's a match, cite it. Because it lives in the teammate's role config, not something I retype every run, it fires every time on its own. New topic, best GPUs for local AI. The research leader doesn't start at search. It checks the library, finds the GPU explainer, pulls it in as a source, because that instruction's told it to. And the outline shows it, no what is a GPU section. Nothing the first article already covered gets repeated. Every section's new ground. It publishes right next to the first one, cross-referenced, a related article's link back, plus an inline citation. The first article didn't get filed away. It became a cited source the second one was built on, automatically from one line I wrote once. This is what makes Moxt a system, not a one-shot. If you saw my Supabase permanent memory video, that was me hand-wiring a database so agents would remember across runs. Same idea here, except the memory's a browsable library every run writes to, and one line in the research leader's instructions makes the team read from it before every new article. Run this weekly and you're compounding a cited knowledge base that gets cheaper to add to every time, because the foundation's already there. Quick aside, building and testing this pipeline took me a while to get right. If this saved you some time or sparked an idea for your own setup, A like genuinely helps YouTube show it to other people who'd find it useful. I'd appreciate it. One more thing before I let you go. Everything you just watched happens inside the Moxt workspace, but you don't actually have to open it to run any of this. I can connect the whole team to Slack, Momo plus every teammate. On screen, I'll walk through hooking up the research leader. Then I just message Momo in Slack to create a new article. Momo asks the few things it needs: the topic, a quick description, and where this should run. I point it at my research pipeline workflow in the team space, and off it goes. From there, it runs exactly like before. Research, edit, illustrate, only now the reviews come to me. When it hits the final gate, the ping lands right in Slack. I read it, I approve it there, and I never left the chat. The finished article drops into the research library, same as the first run. Same pipeline, same 2 review gates, driven entirely from a Slack I've already got open all day. That's the difference between a tool you go to and a team that comes to where you already work. So that's a research to publish team in Moxt. 5 agents and an Illustrator, a task board that's also your project tracker, citations on every card, review gates where it counts, and a library that accumulates. The link to try Moxt is in the description, and the workflow template is linked there too, so you can fork it and skip the setup entirely. If you want the nitty-gritty of how the same pipeline looks wired up in N8N, I'll link that video too. What's the first topic you'd run through a pipeline like this? Drop it in the comments. I read them. Subscribe if you want to see what I build next, and I'll see you there.